Hello and welcome to the third part of this description of the audit tool. In this part, we're going to look at the findings, controlling and closing of audits. Now it is important to understand for the first phases, plan, prepare, perform and report, you as a compliance monitoring manager were the only person to access these reports. The auditor as well, but the auditee did not have access to the different information contained in these phases right here. Now it is different. Once you have completed the final report, it is up to the auditee to analyze and close the findings. And this is how it is done. Again, we select the finding. We have our audit 467 here, and now we can go in, analyze the findings. We find the question and description of the findings, so the auditee is again made aware of what has not worked, and he's now able to analyze the root cause. We have used the 5 why technique to perform a root cause analysis. Basically, he needs to fill out these forms. I will just quickly go through them, and then you have to describe the root cause in your own words. Again, it is important to categorize the root cause. We have different areas with the possibility to review the root causes, and it will also make it possible for you to later analyze the different root causes. If you find root causes in more than one area, you're able to identify corrective actions proactively. Again, saved, and now you're able to define corrective actions. This means you define a responsible person, you define the corrective action, the expected product, the due date, and the priority. Now this screen is the CMM screen. The auditee will have a save button right here, and you will then receive an email saying there is a corrective action report for you to sign off. So you will log in, you will review the root causes and the corrective actions, and you need to agree that this corrective action will do what it's supposed to do and that it will be able to close the findings. If you're happy with it, you can agree. If you're not, then it will go back to the person, to the auditee or the responsible person for the corrective action. So once you've agreed, you can now submit and implement. You can submit status reports. So you say, this is the person that is responsible for that report. It is today. Again, you can upload evidence as before. And you can say actions taken. If this is a larger finding, you can say, no, it's not completed. You can define a next report, and that way you are able to report on your progress. Or you can say, yes, we've closed it, it's done, and you can save it. Now, this information is again provided by the auditee. You are able to review the findings here in the controlling area or in the closing area. We will visit those later. Now save it. And the audit has been closed. So here under the controlling, you can see all the open findings that are currently being worked on in your company. You can see here audit number 467. This is our audit. You can view the implementation, or you can see here again under the closed audit, because we only have one finding, we can see here now the possibility to close the findings. So you as a compliance monitoring manager, you have different ways to review and check how the progress is of the findings in your company. It's important to understand that this is covering multiple areas, so you have a complete overview of your company. You can view findings here. You can review the status. And now in this area right here, we're able to close the findings. If you are happy with the finding and how it has been closed, you can close it. Or you say, no, this is not good enough. You reject it. And then the auditee is able to add new reports and correct it and work on it until you are happy. Once we close the finding, we are able to close the audit here. So now the audit is closed. And now our audit is here and we can view the findings again. In our next release, we will have an additional download button where you can download the complete package with the findings, root cause analysis, all the implementation action status reports, as well as all the evidence. So you can save it on a separate file for your records. That basically covers all the functionalities of the Audit tool. One last thing. If you would like to add your own questions, you can do that. You can enter the question here and you can define your own areas, your own topics. So you can set up your own database of questions if you would like to. We will update and increase the number of questions for the different areas on a regular basis, but you're also able to do that yourself. And those questions will only be available to you. If you would like to share questions for the other members to participate and use, please send them to us and we will upload them so everyone can use, and it's great if you can share. So that concludes the Audit tool. Thank you for your attention, and please get back to us with any kind of updates you have so we can make it better.